So if you guys have been around and been following after my guy Perry and Blerd Lines podcast here, Perry has been going crazy catching every particular show that he can live. And this past week, we actually got the Final Fantasy VII 25-year anniversary stream, which one makes me feel extremely old because that game's been out for 25 years. Two, it makes me feel extremely old because that game has been out for 25 years. Um, but out of that, we got a lot of Final Fantasy news in the world of Final Fantasy VII. Um, Most noteworthy, we got an announcement for kind of I'm not sure if it's like if it's going to be a remaster or a complete remake, but we are getting Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, which is going to be a remake and or upres port to come to basically all modern consoles, and that's going to be Crisis Core. Lady Gunner, have you played Final Fantasy Crisis Core?
Not the Crisis Core. I played Final Fantasy 8 before. The recent one I played was the what's the only one? 16, 15? And
Uh,
I played the
14, I think. I think
Final Fantasy
14's.
14 is online.
Yeah, I think that's the one you've been playing. Final Fantasy 14 Realm and Reborn, and then
Yeah.
15 was
Oh, that's
with
14.
Noctis in the
Dang,
game.
that game's so old.
Yeah,
But I've been
yeah. They launched that, and then it was really bad, and then they like I think 15 came out, and then they relaunched it as a Realm Reborn, and it was really good at that point. So
yeah.
around longer than people have actually loved it.
Yeah, but I played Rebirth and I played one. I think it was one that came on PSP, maybe. Um I think
Yeah,
I played. I think I played Lightning Returns. I think that was on the Xbox at one point. But
yeah. I remember
I
those
played a
ones.
couple. It was like it was never in order. Though. I always want to play them in order, but they was always like here and there.
Yeah, which is fine because like Final Fantasy games are definitely games that you don't have to play in order. You can play them however they're released, quite honestly, because
Yeah.
like so long as like you're not playing 13-2 and then Lightning Returns and then 13, you're fine. But like the core Final Fantasies 1 through what 16 upcoming, they are
hmm
all separate stories. So long as it's not a 10 and 10-2 or 13-2 and Lightning Returns, you are fine. So don't worry, like you're good. Now, quite honestly, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is a Final Fantasy game that I have never played. I remember it was released on PSP. I never actually owned a PSP. My little brother did, and he was so stuck on that stupid Daxter game. Sorry, I know you like Jack and Daxter, but he
That game
was,
was amazing.
yeah, like he was so stuck on that game that any time that I tried to attempt to like commandeer his PSP for maybe like a week so that I could try a game on it, it just would not happen. And
yeah.
then that was of course before the digital revolution. So by time he was over it, he broke the UMD like slot that you would put the games in. So there was just no way for me to play it.
I wasted
Yeah.
water on my screen. It would not come back. The power light would come on, but the screen would not come on. I was destroyed. I was like,
Man.
no,
Yeah,
I never finished Dax's story.
that PSP was like a vibe though, man. Like I remember those came out. They had the built-in cameras. You could put your music and movies on them and stuff. Like for the time, that was. I mean, I think in a lot of ways, the PSP was like the revolution for like where smartphones are now. Because at the time the PSP did it, there was like the sidekick that kind of did it. But
hmm
really, that PSP with all of its functionality was like the first time we had a device that could do gaming, internet, and everything in between. Um,
T-Mo
Before,
said the PSP was great and before its time.
yeah, it absolutely was. Um, but yeah, but along with that, because neither one of us have played Crisis Core, we
hmm
can head on to like the meat and potatoes here. They announced that Final Fantasy VII Remake is a trilogy, y'all. So we got Final Fantasy VII Remake that came out in 2020. And then we are turning around. Kai, he is coming. Please stop. Thank you. And then we also got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is going to be part 2 of this trilogy, and they have confirmed that that is going to be released in winter of 2023. Lady Gunner, have you seen that trailer?
I think that's the only trailer I really haven't seen yet
Yeah.
for up and coming release games.
Yeah, so you didn't really miss much. Like some people are you know praising the game already. We got if you're familiar with Sephiroth, who was like the big baddie in Final Fantasy VII, super long katana, super long like silver ish with a tinge of purple hair depending on who's drawing them. Um, he was walking with our boy Cloud Strife. There was some clues in the narrative about what this game is about, and what they are essentially implying is that in one way or another the timeline is broken. And while they acknowledge that Final Fantasy VII, the original, is core story, they are saying that though the future is written, they can rewrite it. 350 for 4 minutes on his waffles, please. Um, which is kind of interesting. So we'll have to kind of see what that entails. But I'm really excited about the game. It is very obvious that because they put those roots in place with Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake was a game that took very long to develop because they had to figure out everything. They had to figure out the battle systems, they had to figure out the character models, they had to figure out everything.
Yeah, but I don't think that's not excuse, bro. 25. It's like 25 years.
Well, no, so it wasn't 25 years. I think it was like 5 years from like the official announcement to when the game came out. I could be wrong. They did like I know like when the PS3 came out, they did like this weird teaser, or it was like a where it was like basically like a model of, hey, this is how cool your PS3 games can look, and they used Final Fantasy VII like as a teaser remake for like a tech model of what the PS3 could do, and that really rubbed people the wrong way. But all in all, I think that it makes sense that this game could be ready by December, just simply because Final Fantasy VII Remake has already set the groundwork. We already know what the battle system looks like. We know what the characters look like. We really have everything except for like the new environments. So that kind of allows them, I guess, to focus more in on the narrative than the gameplay aspects of things. Um, so I'm excited to see what it is. Now, like on your end, Lady Gunner, have you played the Final Fantasy VII Remake and or completed it just yet?
I've been watching my cousin play it. I didn't want to play it because I'm trying to focus on Final Fantasy A Realm Reborn, trying to catch up to everybody. I'm like a level 100 right now.
Is
Or
that
95.
wait? You said 100 or
Well,
95?
it's
That's a bad
yeah,
level.
somewhere. No, because they got PvP on there now, and everybody
Oh,
else is like 160 and like
who's
160 and up.
who's everybody else? Like what?
Like my other friends I play, like Derek plays it, Corey plays it, Mari plays it. She's like I don't know what level witch she is, but like I don't know, she's a very powerful witch.
See that's crazy to me because I love RPGs, but I am absolutely positively a single player in RPGs. Hey, Celeb Love, how you doing, girl? But with that being said, I am of a class that once you hit level 99 and or 100, you are done. So for
Because they've
you,
been dropping DLCs. They got PvP. You don't want
man,
to be a level 99 and then you go against a level 150 in PvP because then you're gonna be like, why am I here?
yeah, I don't want that smoke. I don't want that smoke. You can give me my Cloud, my Zidane. You can give me even Squall, Titus, whoever. Just give me level 99, level 100. I don't need that other action in my life. I'm honestly afraid of Final Fantasy 14 because I know that it's a really good game. I know that I love Final Fantasy games for the most part. I am deathly afraid of actually playing that game, falling in love with it, and ignoring my children. So yeah, I'm never gonna touch it just because I know. Like Like I already regret the fact that I'm playing Destiny 2 again.
Why are you regretting that? It's life or not. The Wish Queen.
Because there are other games that I could play.
Did you see the trials gear? I
I
understand.
know. I don't know.
It is
No.
a
See, no.
double-edged sword for me playing Destiny and 2K because 2K added a season pass in there, and the higher level you go up, the slower the bar feels. Then I gotta grind on Destiny, do all my pinnacles before reset on Tuesday, which remind me I gotta do my other character. I got 3 characters.
Hey,
Like,
there's double rewards over in what's that right now? Gambit. So I played about 5 or 6 rounds of Gambit last night just for kicks and giggles. So yeah,
mhm.
Destiny 2 is no. T Will, no, you're not gonna influence me. Destiny 2 is not life. You know what life
Destiny
is?
2 life.
Life is life, okay? You almost got me. I almost fell for it. I almost fell for the propaganda. Okay. Um, but nonetheless, and then lastly, with that Final Fantasy remake trilogy, they also announced that while Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is in active development, set for December 2023 or winter 2023, excuse me. So just maybe holiday season more so. Um, oh God, Liv has just started downloading Destiny 2. Oh
Sorry.
no, you stop it. You stop
I
it.
love when I get more friends on Destiny
Oh
because like
gosh,
it's so boring playing by yourself.
Lady
Like
Gunner, we gotta play
once you get
together. I like it's been too long. I think we played like before we like linked up and we became buddies. We played maybe once together inadvertently, but we actually need to play together.
yeah.
But we're not going to talk about Destiny
I
2
but it's like
because
Destiny 2 calling our name though.
no, stop
So
it. It's not calling our names. Okay, it's saying
I don't
Bill
know.
and my
Do
name
you
is
hear this?
Greg.
Do you
Okay,
hear this? As
Destiny,
soon as this podcast over.
Destiny 2. Yeah, no. But seriously, we also had the Final Fantasy remake 7 Final Fantasy 7 remake 3 which was announced to be in development right now as well. Which will be a PS5 exclusive along with Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, which is part 2. Um, so kind of some interesting stuff there to see that while Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, all these super long names are ridiculous. That one is
Mm-hmm.
coming to basically all modern consoles from Switch all the way and from power scale, not by release date, from Switch all the way up into the Xbox Series X, since technically it's the strongest by power, and PC as well. That's coming everywhere. But Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 and 3, essentially, those guys are PS5 exclusives. And we don't know. Maybe they'll be forever. Maybe they'll come to PC. Maybe they'll be on Xbox one day. Since Persona just magically popped up there out of nowhere, which was completely and totally unexpected. But we don't know.